So Big Bear AI partnered with Palantir and is working with the US defense contracts and literally had my face scanned by their tech at the airport. The stock is more real than most people think. We were trading some semiconductor stocks this morning. If you want to watch me break this down live and see my entries and my exits, I would encourage you guys. Our lifetime access sale is officially closing in 24 hours. It's the second link in the description if you want to watch us trade live tomorrow at market open. So let's take a look at the AI market. We're seeing some recoveries today. Palantir's up 5%, Rocket Lab's up 4%, Nvidia is up about 2.5%. And then we get down into Big Bear AI. We're taking a look at Big Bear. Let's see where they're ranking as opposed to other companies today. Let's see, BBAI is right here. They're down just a little bit, about 1.5%. As you can see, they have held this level down here, this previous support, but they are starting to look a little more on the bearish side. A couple things to consider though. There's this trend. There's a few trends, right? The first we could see, this level, this previous support that we've mapped out previously, it's a little bit below that, which is okay. The AI space is growing very fast. The defense contracts are not slowing down. And the amount of money that the government is putting into these contracts is high. So Big Bear AI has a lot of potential to continue to get more funding and continue to grow. But when we look at their recent moves, they have been just consolidating a little bit. We'd like to see a recovery. I've been anticipating a recovery. We got to play some of the swing back here last week on BBAI, and there is this level that we could see them potentially reach. Now, there's a trend though. It's a bearish trend. I don't know if you guys can kind of identify it. It's from here, start to see this lower support, lower support, lower support, lower support, all the way to there. So if not at the support level from left to right, if not in maybe this lowering trend that we do see it start to sell off a little bit, I think some temporary recovery could make sense for Big Bear. So just to kind of put that into perspective from here, this is a level, it's even if it's in a downtrend, let's say that it's in a downtrend and we've seen it sell off and it's losing momentum or what have you, in the downtrend, it almost looks like it could make this swing up to about $2.80 to $3. But when it comes down to trading it, that's just what we're seeing is this bearish kind of move. The trend is starting to look a little more bearish. That recovery could be very, very handsome for a return. That's why we're covering it right now. So from a technical perspective, I kind of like the position that it's in right now. From a financial perspective, BBAI recently paid off a lot of their debt and they cleaned up their financials, but at a cost. Their last quarter looked like it was down on net income. They see their revenue increasing quarter over quarter, but that net income looking negative there isn't something most investors want to see. So financials, I would rate them as okay. In fact, not really that favorable when you look at it from last quarter, but when you look at the quarter over quarter growth in revenue, and then also take into account that they're wiping out their debt. The debt is almost gone. That puts them as a perspective of having a higher net income next quarter if they keep up the revenue. Now, aside from just saying speculation of maybe they keep up the revenue, maybe they don't, we can, again, very, very clearly look at the BBAI institutional holdings and draw the conclusion that we're not just retail investors looking at this. It's got a lot of interest from big banks, including BlackRock, Vanguard, Morgan Stanley, State Street. And the question is why? Well, again, we went to the airport. I'm going to get on my flight, and boom, I see the Big Bear AI. They're scanning my face. When we go look at Big Bear AI and you take a look at their recent missions, they are there to inform and advance critical defense missions, partnerships with Army, Palantir, partnerships, $160 million 5-year contract with Army. They got the Department of Defense, Border Patrol, and they are there. Think about AI, right? if you have all these indicators of, let's say, the Navy Seaport, which they have a contract with, there's all these different ships coming in. I can go on my phone, I can get an app, I could start looking at all the ships that are going in and out of ports. That's not new technology. That's not crazy. But computer vision, predictive analytics, including time series, forecasting, event alerting, decision ready information, what happens? Well, you start to identify how many people are on the ship, how much cargo is on the ship, what are the maybe the facial expressions of the people on the ship if they're really close up. What can they predict around the ship's movements? Are the ships coming and then going very quickly just in one day? And it's kind of like, oh, that's a little bit of a break in pattern. What's going on there? Or what's going on with this ship that's way over here from this country that never comes over here but recently made its way over here, or something like that. Those types of things, a human would have a lot of trouble identifying. Big Bear AI can do that quite easily. So for Big Bear AI, right now we're starting to see a little bit of a recovery. I see it as a nice entry point in this trend. The overall trend is looking less promising. The overall movement over the last year is good, as it's up here about 100% from where it was around this time last year. So there is some upward momentum, but still recently just not really doing anything other than bleeding. And I'm only going to trade the stock if I believe the direction is very clear. In this case, I see clear direction, but I'm not too happy with the fact that it's kind of downtrending. However, in this swing, it could make sense. Kind of see that move playing out there, where maybe potentially we see a swing up to about $3. Now we're in bearish territory. It's below the 200-day moving average. And what we want to look for is this push up. If we see that, I would really like to trade it on the near term. If not, trade it tomorrow at market open. We'll see if any opportunities present themselves. At the end of the day, we're going live in the morning. If you guys want to be there, 6:30 a.m. I say the end of the day, the beginning of the day. It's that second link in the description. Huge sale there. It's really not getting better than that sale for Stockmate. And if you want to surround yourself with other individuals that are investing and trading, I would encourage you to simply take a look. Also, one more thing, when it comes to later this week, we're looking at the earnings for the market, and we just released some earnings over here. We got Netflix. Taiwan Semiconductor is reporting, and that's a one we definitely want to watch there on Thursday pre-markets. That's going to be a close one we're going to want to watch closely as well, and that's what we got mapped out. Some of the targets inside Stockmate, at least for Taiwan, have been pretty accurate. We even saw it really accurate with APLD. Despite the sell-off after hours, the cautionary target was quite accurate. However, when it comes to predicting the market, nobody can do it. Just comes down to finding some probabilities that look favorable, investing in it, trading it, and playing with a plan without emotions. Same way you don't want to be emotional about money. Money will come to you more if you just have a plan with it and you execute that plan. And that's simply what we do in this market. So whether the market's selling off and we're playing the downside or we're playing the upside, which we oftentimes do, the reality is we just execute our plan and stay true to that. So if you're a complete beginner and you're just learning how to trade and invest, that's my advice for you. Again, keep it simple. Have specific goals that you're trading these markets. When I'm trading a downtrend, for example, in BBAI, that's a little more advanced for a beginner. Maybe it would make sense to only choose stocks that are already having an overall direction of up, as there's a greater chance of a stock continuing in the direction it's going than reversing. One of the things we talk about time and time again in our live sessions in Stockmate is, okay, we did all this research, we did all the probability looks, we broke down the market, the financials, the chart. Now it looks favorable, but now we're buying. All we could do, we're not emotional, we're just sticking to this plan that we've laid out for ourselves. And as long as we consistently do that, then we just consistently work towards it, the goal of growing our accounts is inevitable, because we're stacking all of these probabilities in our favor when investing. And I say stacking, I mean, there's technicals, there's fundamentals, there's the market. We want to invest in the markets that are growing, AI markets. Why? Tech is growing extremely fast. It's been announced by almost every big tech company. They plan to invest more in AI. What's the infrastructure going into that? Which companies are standing to benefit as a result of that? And that's what we want to focus on, at least here in 2025. That seems to be the most profitable market for us to trade on a consistent basis. So again, if you want to join me there tomorrow, it's the second link below. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.